Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Extra Time TV. As you can tell, the atmosphere is pumping, as we call it in Trinidad and Tobago. We can barely hear ourselves, James. You know, there's a lot of football taking place. This is matchday 6. We're here at Smoky and Bunties on the Avenue. James, you know, everybody is trying to, asking, outside of this country, why are we here? What are we doing here? Tell us about it a little bit.
Well, we're here at the iconic bar, Smoky and Bunties on the Avenue. Come down, enjoy the games with us. We have lots of giveaways. We have lots of memorabilia inside, and just come down for a wonderful time. So we look forward to seeing you all very soon.
Right, so of course we have, Kevin with us once again today. So, Kevin, are you ready to do this?
Very ready. Not England ready, just ready. England wasn't ready today.
Oh, shade thrown, folks. So, we're going to head straight into it, folks. Obviously, we're going to speak about Group B. We're going to go in a reverse order and just mess things up a little bit. So, Wales took on Iran this morning and they won 2-0. Obviously, there was a red card. We're going to ask James about that first. But it was 2 very late goals. And, James, before we get to the late goals, let's talk about the sending off of the goalkeeper as well. What do you think about that? Did that just affect the entire game? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they were 1-0 down at the time when this happened, but I think it had a dramatic effect on the game, and there was a chance that maybe Wales could maybe claw one back. But Hennessy comes running out. I don't think he has to make the challenge, to be perfectly honest. Yep. I think he could have stayed near the edge of his box, let his defender deal with it, but he came out a little rash, obviously catches the player, and obviously faces the consequences of that red card. Obviously then Ward came in, and I do feel sorry for him because he conceded the goals, but it was a terrible thing for Hennessy to do, and I'm sure he's home or in his hotel room tonight, scratching his head,
Yes. So, obviously, statistics-wise, 62% possession for Wales, 38 for Iran. Although they scored really late. Oh, there we go. We have someone behind us. I wonder what team he supports. The Three Lions. Is it coming home? We'll see. We'll see, folks. Once again, every show we've done, folks, we've had someone, have us. Folks, we have a lot of fun people down here. So once again, folks, we're going to head into this possession-wise. Wales had 62%, Kevin. Iran 38%. Late goals. What do you think about, in terms of with respect to the possession and how the game turned out?
Well, I think Iran pretty much were comfortable to sit back and hit on the counter, as we have seen them all throughout the tournament. I think I expected a bit more from Ramsey and Bale. I find they were very absent for players of such quality. But I think Wales underestimated the quality of Iran. I think they were fantastic on the ball. I think Azmoun and Teremi, they worked really, really well together. And, I would say Wales had the impetus to push, and they needed this more than Iran to kind of just silence a lot of critics, especially after the USA game.
Yeah.
But I must say credit to Iran after that thumping from England.
Yes.
They came out very steely. They looked like they didn't have any nerves, and I want to mention the keeper.
Yeah.
After a game against England, you would expect that his morale could have been shattered, but he was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think it's well deserved from Iran. Once again, we see our Asian team impressing us a lot, and I think I still have Iran to just about sneak out this group.
Yes, and we'll talk about the tables in a little bit, but formation-wise, both teams. James, we'll start with you, Kevin. Let me know what you think. Formation-wise, James, let's talk about Wales. James Thomas, we're just saying hi to you, by the way. But what do you think about Wales formation?
I question Robert Page's decision making sometimes, because I think they have obviously Gareth Bale there. I think he was obviously a winger early on, but they seem to be playing him behind the front, behind Kiefer Moore, And I would rather he played up there up top, because they tried to. And as you hear in the background, we can hear it is coming home there, maybe. But it was a very interesting option, but I don't think it gave much. And obviously there was 2 goals from Iran. Chechny in the 98th minute, absolutely fantastic finish, and then Rizney as well in the 101st. But Wales didn't do enough. I think Ramsey's been redundant. I think Wales has been very much redundant as well.
Yeah.
And obviously with the sending off to Hennessy, it really made that hard work for them. And I think they will find it difficult now to stay in the tournament. But could they cause a shock in the England game and send the Three Lions home? We will see.
Yes. Once again, will our body behind be happy? That's a good question.
Well, just a quick mention again about the Wales formation. It worked well for them in qualifying, but I think teams have kind of figured them out, and that defense in wide areas, of course playing 3 at the back, you expect your wingers to get high and wide, but teams are really exploiting that now.
Yes.
And I think, again, the pace of Iran surprised me. They were really, really quick. They were first to every ball, and I think that what we see from England, they have some very quick wingers as well. But as James said, it's set up perfectly for Gareth Bale to possibly knock England out of this World Cup.
Yes.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yes, and I mean, obviously this is a perfect example of how you can have, you dominate possession and then you get the pin through the heart, as they say. So, folks, we're going to move along to the next game. We'll summarize the group in a moment. But, obviously, the second game in this group is obviously England, the Three Lions, and you jump across the pond. They took on USA. It was 0-0. I thought it was an exciting game for, those who like the US men's national team. Gregg Berhalter and his men are doing really well. We have a friend behind there who's not very happy, so it was 0-0. James, as a Scotsman, I'd love to hear your reaction to this.
Well, this was an interesting game because I expected a lot more from England.
Yeah.
They put out a pretty strong squad. I mean, I think, to me, Saka at the moment is one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, he's young, he's vibrant, he's done well at Arsenal. He looked very good in the opening game for England, but I thought USA were able to handle them very well, and I thought the pace, the creativity from the American team were phenomenal. I thought Pulisic was absolutely brilliant, and they were the better team in my opinion. I think in the second half they ended up having 10 shots on goal to England's 5, and I was very disappointed. I think England obviously tried to make some substitutes. They brought on Jack Grealish, they brought on Jordan Henderson, but I think tactically maybe Southgate should have went a little earlier and made these changes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it leaves the group very, very open. So
Yes.
we'll have to see how it pans out. As I say, everybody can still qualify, and that's what we want at the World Cup.
Yes. Kevin, obviously the first game England came off with a strong goal-scoring performance, but a lot of people, including us, paid attention to that they were conceding goals. A lot of question marks on Maguire and so on. No, they had a clean sheet today. But, is this a kind of reality check that England needed? That slap to the face, like, okay, everybody was singing it's coming home already in the first game. But, this tournament is it's just echoing what I said all the time. You could start out really well and then sort of struggle a little bit. So what do you think about England drawing this game?
Well, I think this was a classic case of not how good England was, but how bad Iran was, whether it was the keeper coming off or anything or something like that. But I think a major talking point, is that England now go forward the back. They qualified with three at the back for a lot of games, and I think that kind of suit their players a little bit more. I don't know what prompted the change from Southgate, if it is he trying to facilitate some players, but I think that's hurting the fluidity going forward. I think Harry Kane has to drop extremely deep, and that hurts them in terms of a goal scoring threat, because I found England was very dull today. I expected a lot more from them. In fact, all of the football, sorry guys, I'm not saying soccer.
I agree.
All of the football was played by USA. They had them for pace, desire. I was very impressed with USA. As James said, Pulisic had a fantastic game, and I think England, they need to go to the drawing board. I don't know if Southgate goes back to the 3 at the back for Wales, but I thought that the world expected more from England, and I think Southgate should be disappointed.
But Kev, with all that attacking prowess they have on that team, to not create as much as America, to me it's suicide. I mean, with all those players have on the bench as well.
Yeah, well, Southgate will have a lot of questions to answer, because I think the way USA defended in that narrow block 4-4-2, I think they needed a player in between the lines. Yes, they had Mount, but I think they needed another one, and I think Foden would have been the perfect player. But as well as Berhalter will also have questions to answer, because there was a time the camera panned on to Claudio Reyna, and he and the whole of America will be wondering why Gio Reyna didn't make it onto the pitch. He could have made a little bit of a difference, maybe give them the spark that they needed. So I think both managers will have some thinking to do, but the sad thing is they can't afford to rotate too much, because, as James said, the group is wide open. So it makes for a fantastic final day.
Yeah, and surely, between both coaches, between Gregg Berhalter and obviously Gareth Southgate, I think maybe Gregg Berhalter, because of what USA is trying to do, may come off the happier coach. I mean, they got 2 draws against what is supposedly a superior team. Now people are saying, because of the type of team USA has, they've managed to build a team with a lot of European players playing for top teams. What does it say about the US system right now, where they are? I mean, these 2 games are top quality opposition, and they could have won.
Well, the fact is, when you look through their whole squad, the pace, as I say, the prowess, the creativity, even the passing ability, I mean, I think technically they're fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you look at their bench, like Kevin said, they have Reyna there, they have so many talented players there, so it just shows you how far ahead, obviously, America, years back, obviously under Klinsmann and certain ones, they put a lot of effort into their system.
Yeah.
It's now bearing fruit. But as I say, I think Berhalter will be a lot happier than Southgate, because like I say, Southgate would have wanted to have the group done and dusted, rest some players, bring in some players that have not been playing. Obviously, he can't do that now because they have to go for that win in the end.
Yes, yes, folks, long gone are the days of, supposedly strong team just getting the results. That has completely changed now. All the predictions from those, stereotypical, characterizations of teams don't work anymore. So, we're just going to take a quick look at the table. Obviously, England is still on top of the table, followed by Iran, with 3 points. USA are now with 2 points, and Wales are at the bottom of the table. Gareth Bale. Guys, so let's do a quick summary. So now we're starting to see a little bit of a shape taking place with this group. England, they're on top with 4 points, but anything goes in this group. So, guys, who do you think are the two teams that are going to come out from this group?
Well, the beauty is everybody can qualify still. I've no doubt that England's going to qualify. I think America will probably just pip it as well.
Yeah.
I know Kev likes Iran, but I personally think it will be England and America.
Yes, and Kevin?
Well, I'll stick to my guns. I think England will be just about too strong for Wales.
Yeah.
As we say, we may all love to see Gareth Bale potentially knock them out.
Yeah.
But I'll stick to my guns. I think England will top the group. I think they will have enough to see off Wales. And I am hinting at Iran could upset USA. I think just as Wales did, I think USA may be underestimating this Iran team.
Yep. So I agree. I think Iran, because of their coach, I really like their coach a lot. I think Iran is not a team I initially thought, so I'm going to admit that. But I think Iran may be the team that kind of surprised people in the last game and just complicate everybody's predictions. So I think England is going to make it through. And I'd love to be wrong about that. And also Iran. So, that's, the summary of Group B. So, James, I think we have a couple messages we want to throw at the people here. Let's hear some.
Well, the first one, we want to obviously make sure that everybody sanitizes. We're still in a pandemic phase in a sense, so we have our good friends at Biotech, and we'll get to see their ad just now. Obviously, a good fella there using Biotech to sterilise a Pomerac, so we'll get a chance to look at that right now.
Yes, yes.
So there we have it, our wonderful friends there at Biotech. Make sure you sterilise, stay safe, and continuing to sterilise. So after that, we also have lots of prizes we've been talking about each day here at Smoky and Bunty's on the Avenue. So some of these prizes, for example, so we see Andre here with a nice gift here from Angostura, so you can come down, you can get yourself one of these. I want it, as I say, you want it, and I'm sure Kev does too. And then we also have a lovely gift here from our friends at Stag. So again, come down and get the chance to get these prizes too. So again, Andre, wonderful to have all these things. And then we also have that prize for 2 flights to Tobago with our friends at Venture World Travel. Absolutely fantastic.
Yes, we have lots of prizes. I think Kevin is already trying to rev up to see if he can get some of these prizes. I'll have to monitor and make sure, the hosts don't try to hijack these prizes. But folks, as James said, lots of incentives. So, we're going to head into it. As you can tell, the atmosphere is buzzing. We can barely hear ourselves, but we love that. That's why we're here. So we're going to head into, obviously, Group A. The first game, a team that everybody's talking about, Netherlands took on Ecuador. Ecuador is a very strong South American team, and Netherlands has always been a very strong team. And the game ended up 1-1. James, so let's hear your initial reactions.
Well, this was a very, very interesting game. I actually thought Holland would steamroller Ecuador when it started. We got a wonderful goal then from Napo in the 6th minute. Obviously the fastest goal, I think, of the tournament so far from the PSV player. But Ecuador were able to come back. They got that goal, but it was definitely a tactical battle from both sides. I thought Ecuador for periods of the game were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Valencia obviously took his goal very well. Obviously top goal scorer in the tournament now, and it was a very, very entertaining match.
Yes. I know. So let's talk some formation. So obviously, Kevin, possession-wise, was 55% versus 45%. According to this, Van Gaal played a 3 at the back, which he seems to love a lot. I also really love that formation. And Ecuador also plays a similar type. Now, those of you who look at South American football, Ecuador is known for the quick, fast counter-attacking football. But anyway, what do you think about the tactical setup of both teams?
Well, first of all, I want to say kudos to Ecuador. They look very flexible because you know they played 4 at the back in the first game. Now they went 5. So I think that was pretty much to counter Dumfries. I think he's very important for the Netherlands. But again, I think we're seeing coaches and teams adapting to that because they stacked their left side so much that they were able to overload and pen him back because he had to take care of his defensive duties. I thought Ecuador at times were unplayable. They were too fast, too strong. They combined so well, and I think the era of this, pragmatic approach from Ecuador seems to be gone.
Yeah.
They're very forward thinking. They press very high. They're very solid at the back. I think they will miss a beat with Ene Valencia. I think there were reports that he was done. He's 33 years old now, but I think he's a top scorer in Turkey. And what we're seeing from here is that he's still physically very quick, very strong. They might watch how we went off, but I think that Netherlands was so good. Technically, I think Gakpo was very impressive. Again, he seems to be the future star, but I was very impressed with Ecuador, and we could see a major upset. Well, I will say it's upset based on Senegal's support, but Ecuador could take care of Senegal. I think all the Senegal are very good as well.
Yes, James. So obviously these games are a lot closer than people would have liked. In previous years, people would have said the Dutch would have won. But let's hear it, James.
Well, one of the things I would say is, we were talking obviously, they were playing these back 3, but remember these back 3 can also become a back 5.
Yes.
When obviously you're sitting in, and I think that's what happened a lot of the time in the game. But also there was a few changes, obviously, Van Gaal made. Cooper Mears came in, obviously in midfield, Atlanta midfielder.
Yeah.
He had a decent game. Obviously, I found Napo went a little further forward, and Klaassen came in from the start, and I thought Klaassen was absolutely class. Yeah. He was. He set up the first goal. His movement was good. He's an older player in a sense, as we know, but very good performance. But a lot of, as Kev says, a lot of kudos have to go out to Ecuador.
Yep.
They've really showed us that after the first game, they're not here to just make up the numbers. They're here to party, and it leaves the group very much open as well.
Yeah, and just to end things off, guys, even Ecuador with the South American style. If you looked at the last Copa America, every team that played them had a difficult time. They were so extremely physical and fast. A lot of teams had a lot of difficult times containing those guys, and it showed in this game. And for those who are looking at the Copa America and qualifiers, know that Ecuador, is a more balanced team than they were in previous years. Now they used to rely heavily on wing backs and so on. So it's to me, it's not a surprise that they're giving teams a difficult time, and it's exciting to see how they are going to do in the final game.
Well, just before we close off the game, I think that we have to pay a lot of attention to how much tactical work is being done, even by the so-called smaller teams,
right?
Like Saudi Arabia, like Ecuador, because I think they had a clear plan for Frankie de Jong. They know that Frankie de Jong is that Xavi type of player. When he gets the ball, he likes to delay it, likes to slow it down. And as soon as his first touch, he had 2-3 players on him, trying to press him, trying to force the error. And I think eventually the first goal, it came from a weakish pass from Frankie de Jong. He looked a bit rushed, but I know James was a former goalkeeper. I think you thought that the pressure came from a little bit before that, so I'll pass it on to you to talk about the goalkeeper.
Well, I think obviously the goal came from a kind of bad clearance from Norvet, the goalkeeper, who, in my opinion, I still think Pasveer should have played. I think he may even come in the next game because, even although the young guy, 6'8", obviously he came from Italian football actually, down the lower leagues. He's worked his way up, which is fantastic. Came into the Dutch team, but I think he was a little nervy today, and after what we saw yesterday in the Portuguese game, I think these goalkeepers should be on alert,
Yeah.
So the goal kind of came from a bad clearance, and he'll be a little disappointed in that. But as I say, that's football.
Yes. So folks, we'll head to the group stage. Not the group. I'm jumping ahead. So obviously the points, we won't speak about the full group yet. But basically, this game, Ecuador has 4 points, and Netherlands has 4 points. So let's talk about Qatar versus Senegal. That game ended 3-1 to Senegal. Obviously, it was 3. I don't know how to describe this game, but a lot of people were hoping Qatar would bounce back. And they did get a goal, they did get on the score sheet. Stats-wise, it was pretty even in terms of 45 versus 55. But eventually, in the end, Senegal came away. Qatar was trying to put on a good show as a host nation. Guys, what are your initial thoughts on that?
Well, this was a very interesting game. I thought Qatar would have a lot more, and I think it's a story of too little too late, because they played well probably the last 10-15 minutes. You have some players like Afif there who very good left winger, looked very dangerous, but Senegal were probably just too strong in the end.
Yeah.
Dia up top was fantastic in my opinion. They brought in Sarr, who looked very strong. Mendy to me, Mendy's an interesting one because he's had the mistake in the last game. He looked pretty good today and generally had some good saves, but he always looks like he may have a mistake in him again, you know?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, Qatar will be heavily disappointed. You know, they had a free kick at the end. It could have just crept in. It sailed past the post. But again, too little too late. And again, it looks like they're the first team to virtually be not going home because they're home, but to be going out of the tournament.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to kind of summarize things a little bit. But Kevin, Qatar, they were the host nation. They wanted to really perform well. They got, basically smacked around in the first game, and they pretty much did a okay job this time around as a host nation. How do you think they are reacting to this game? What do you think about their approach to this game?
Well, again, I thought it was a bit pragmatic in the first half. I mean, you needed a win, you needed to say something. Even if you don't win, you needed to make a statement. And, that goes back to the coach. Should he have gone out more attacking? Should he have stuck to the fight? I thought he should have tried something, go out more attacking to create more chances. At least to get the crowd going. You never know the crowd on your side. And he has some good attacking players, as Jim mentioned, Afif, Ali as well. The captain is pretty good going forward. The second half we saw a bit more impetus, but as Jim said, too little, too late. I believe, maybe he missed something. Maybe, the stage got him. Maybe he said, well, maybe we can keep it tight and try to nick the game at the end.
Yeah.
But I don't think the defense was strong enough to stand up to, Senegal are wickedly quick.
Yep. But Kev, as you're saying that, I think one of the things we have to think about is this system of play right for Qatar and for this type of tournament? Because to me, yes, he seems to have a lot of play. For example, the players they brought in seem to be obviously some strong African players. The players that he has, the flair, seem to be actually the home-based players. So I think, would he have been better going with a little bit more of a fluid, flair kind of system? It seems like, they were more trying to just do enough to show that they should be there, and it ended up backfiring on him.
Well, I think, him being Spanish, I think he really wanted to stamp his influence on this team and have them, building short and having that tiki-taka type style. But I think Xavi coaching in Qatar, where most of the players are based, are heavily influenced the way he plays, because Xavi would have played a certain way, and he just wanted that to transition straight into the national team.
Yeah.
But I think, his technical players are further up the pitch. So I would have think, maybe getting the ball to them as quickly as possible rather than building, because I don't think the midfield have the technical ability to beat a press.
Correct.
And I think that they end up poofing it up anyway when they come under pressure. And I think probably he should have developed a style where he could get the ball to Afif and Ali a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And I think they're quite pacey as well. So, but again, I was just saying that a coach rather lose his way than win a way that's not of him. Now, I may disagree because I would say, you do what you have to do to win. But I just, maybe if Barcelona didn't come knocking, I think they might have given Xavi this job for the World Cup. I just think he coached the strongest team in Qatar, and a lot of the players come from there.
Yeah.
And they know him, they know his style. But, who can say no to Barcelona, right?
Right.
It's funny he says that, because I was just going to ask you both the same question. Do you think maybe Qatar should have considered Xavi as the coach? I mean, obviously he's at Barcelona. Could he have done a dual role? The fact that he knew the players. So it's an interesting thought, and maybe would have been a little bit more a brighter team if that was the case.
Correct, and he has a lot of history in the country, as Kevin said. He knows a lot of the players. He was responsible for a lot of the development down there. So it would have made sense, and who knows, as you said, you never know if Qatar decides they want to try something. Things aren't going overly great in Barcelona. That's a whole other topic for another time, but we'll see how it goes. So that's an interesting question, folks. You can let us know what you think in the comment section and in various social media outlets. The Facebook page for Smokey and Bunties, EXTV, and so on, Twitter, all those places. Let us know what you think. So guys, let's take a quick look at the group before we wrap up. So obviously Netherlands are on top with 4 points, Ecuador 4 points, Senegal 3 points, and Qatar unfortunately at the bottom of the table. Guys, it's starting to take shape. Who are the two teams that are going to go through?
It's difficult to look any further than Holland. I mean, I think honestly it'll be Holland and Senegal.
Yes.
But obviously we know Qatar are virtually gone there. But I think that's who I'd go for. Yeah. What about you, Kev?
Well, initially I had Ecuador come out of the group because I thought that Sadio Mane was too big of a loss, not just on the field but also off it. But after seeing Ecuador play, I think that strengthens my position in Ecuador. I think they have enough to take care of Senegal. I think they're quick, they're strong, they're very technical players. But one thing we know, that game is going to be one cracker of a match. But I stick with my guns. I think Holland will go through as top in the group. And I think that Ecuador will come out of the group as well, because you have to back Holland to take care of Qatar. And I'm sticking with the South Americans to take care of Senegal.
All right. So listen, it seems like Kevin and I are agreeing on most things. Netherlands and Ecuador, I think, will be my picks. Obviously, the thing is, and that's why we love this game, James. We never know what's going to happen. It could be a complete disaster. Everything goes out the window, and I don't know, Senegal makes it through. Who knows? So, folks, let us know what you think as well. You know, our predictions. You can agree, disagree. That's fine. That's why we love this game. So, you know, guys, you know, we have a lovely set of matches tomorrow, James. You know, usually James tells us, but today Kevin is going to tell us. Kevin, I'm forgetting your name. Why is that? Tell us who's going to play tomorrow.
Well, I put him on the spot here, but yeah, no problem. We're starting off with a good game between Tunisia and Australia. And then at 9 o'clock we go Poland, Saudi Arabia, which should be a very, very good one as well. At the crack of noon, we have France and Denmark. And then the last game is the big one, Andre, for you.
Oh my God.
That's
I'm
Mexico and Argentina.
You can see on the camera.
yeah, Mexico,
you know?
Argentina at 3 o'clock.
Oh God, I'm not looking forward to that, but I am looking forward to that.
And will he make a mess of that one? We'll see.
Oh no. So I'll either be a very happy guy tomorrow or probably, you know, crying somewhere in a corner somewhere. Folks, just be mindful, look out for me. If you all not seeing me around, you know, just be mindful. All right, folks, so, you know, we're going to wrap things up. You know, we have all these wonderful giveaways and so on. James, could you tell us real quickly about why people need to watch this show?
Well, we have so many prizes here at Smoking Bunties on the Avenue. So I'm going to ask you a quick question. Who is the top goal scorer so far of the tournament? Come down, give us that question on, or give us the answer, on social media, and you'll have a chance to win one of these wonderful prizes. So who is the top goal scorer so far of the tournament? As I say, come down and join us here at Smoking Bunties for a chance to win all these wonderful prizes, and make sure you tune in to the greatest show on earth.
Vamos Argentina.
Yeah.